Do you love homemade freezer jam? I will even babysit the grandkids for this stuff. Hey Provident Preppers, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kylene. And today we have a special treat for you. We are going to talk about freezer jam, and Suzanne is actually going to demonstrate how she makes freezer jam in her kitchen. And at our house, freezer jam is seriously like one of Jonathan's favorite things.
And the rest of the family too. I mean, this is great.
It's true.
Stuff. Great
so
stuff.
We have it, and we have regular jam too, right? But the freezer jam, the thing about it is that it tastes so much like the fresh fruit. Once you process it and you cook it, this is still amazingly delicious. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But once it's cooked, it loses some of that really fantastic fresh flavor. And so with
not to mention some nutrition as well. I mean, once it's cooked, you've lost some of that nutrition. So.
Yes, and all that sugar that's in it, I'm so worried about the nutrition.
Oh boy, it's
okay, so it's really, really good stuff. And in our family, we have all kinds of fresh berries during the year, and so with the freezer jam, you can use pretty much any containers to put it in, but this is yellow raspberry. This is a mixture of strawberries, yellow raspberries, and red raspberries. And I know Suzanne has blackberries and raspberries, and it's so much fun. Whatever fruit that we have, we like to just make jam out of it, right? So that nothing goes to waste, because sometimes you can have that fruit that's not as pretty as other times, but you make it into jam and it doesn't make any difference at all. Usually when you make freezer jam, you're going to need to use some pectin. I actually personally prefer low sugar pectin, just because I'm trying to increase the nutrition and decrease the sugar. And there are several different forms that you can get that of. But today, Suzanne has inspired me. And so I am going to make a recipe for pineapple freezer jam, because we have several pineapples that are a little bit overly ripe that need to be used. I have some in the freeze dryer, but I thought this would be really yummy. But the recipe that I found for the freeze dryer, or not for the freeze dryer, the recipe that I found for the freezer jam pineapple, or pineapple freezer jam, takes cornstarch. So we'll see how that turns out. How's your jam, Daddy?
This is excellent. Homemade bread, freezer jam. This is about as good as it gets.
What is your food storage like? Will you be eating like this? All right. Hey, thanks, Suzanne, for sharing with us. We really appreciate it. Let's see exactly how you make this delicious stuff.
Hi, my name's Suzanne, and I wanted to show you today how I make homemade freezer jam. We're lucky enough at our house to have both raspberries and blackberry plants. So my daughter just picked a few raspberries and blackberries for me today, and I thought I'd make some jam. So I have this container that's got raspberries and blackberries in it. They're already washed. I've rinsed them off and washed them in the sink so that they're clean. I'm just going to take a potato masher and mash them down. The recipe that I use calls for 3 cups of mashed berries. And you can use lots of combinations. Our favorite is raspberries and blackberries. And I don't mash them all the way because we like our jam a little bit chunky. So that actually gets me just about 3 cups of berries. So I just pour that into a bowl. And then this is 5 1/4 cups of sugar. And I just mix the sugar into the berries so that you can't see any more white left. Sometimes I'll have a higher ratio of raspberries to blackberries. It doesn't really matter. It's just whatever I have. You could also do this with store-bought raspberries and blackberries. We make it with just raspberry sometimes, or just blackberry. It just depends on what we have and what we are feeling like making at the moment. So I'm getting all of that sugar incorporated in with the berries. And this has to sit for about 10 or 15 minutes so that that sugar, the berries, the juice from the berries and the sugar start to dissolve together. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I've stirred this mixture a couple of times, and you can see that it's starting to get a little bit thicker as the sugar and the berry juice mix together. The recipe that I use, the pectin that I use, calls for 3/4 of a cup of cold water, and the pectin powder is added. Then I turn the mixture on high, and it needs to boil at a full rolling boil for 1 minute. As soon as this gets up to temperature, then I'll set the timer and it will boil for 1 minute. So the pectin has boiled hard for 1 minute. It's nice and hot, so as I pour it into the jam mixture, it will do two things. The boiling of the pectin in the water has activated the pectin so that as it hits your berries, it's going to start to gel. So I stir it in. The heat also helps dissolve any rest of the sugar that has not dissolved already. I just work it from the outside in so that it gets incorporated into all of the berry mixture. So I have mixed the pectin into the fruit mixture, and it's getting nice and thick. Now I'm just going to scoop it into these containers that I have here. Any container that you like is fine. It doesn't have to be any particular size. I've done cute little ones and given them away for Christmas gifts. You just have to allow enough space at the top so that as the jam freezes and expands a little bit, it doesn't go outside your container. I'll continue filling those containers with the jam and put the lids on. It's important that it sits out at room temperature for 24 hours so that the sugar can continue to dissolve, and then I label it and put it in the freezer. So we have just enough to fill 4 2-cup containers with a little bit left over so my husband can have some with some toast tonight before bed.
Thank you so much, Suzanne, for that wonderful demonstration. Now we all know how to make freezer jam. And the combination though of the strawberries and the blackberries, yum, yum. That one's really good.
Extremely good.
And while you guys were watching Suzanne, we were busy making pineapple freezer jam. And quite frankly, this recipe, I'm not overly thrilled with it. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So what was in the recipe? Okay,
for each pineapple, there was 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Very simple recipe, came together real quick. I think I would like some more texture in it. I like the texture in jams and jellies and stuff. I guess you don't get much texture in jelly, but I love the texture.
The reason why there's no texture in it is because of me, because I was being lazy and wanted to do it really fast. So instead of chopping the pineapple really small, I just put it in the Vitamix and I blended it all. So that's the reason. But my thing because we used cornstarch and not sure gel or some type of pectin, we had to boil the whole thing, and so it changes the flavor. One of the reasons why this freezer jam is so incredibly delicious is because it tastes like the fresh fruit uncooked. So with this pineapple recipe, we cooked it, which meant that although it's good, it's not great.
It's not as good
as
some of the others, definitely.
So,
yeah.
My opinion.
And now for the question of the day. How do you like to preserve your jams or jellies? What is your favorite recipe? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.